Welcome to English Pro by Mastree, where we teach you all things English. At Mastree, we believe in teaching you English to help let loose your inner writer. Not only that, with us you can work on your speaking and listening skills and learn how to become a master orator. I'm Sarah, your tutor and your guide. On Mastree's platform, you get a community to share your stories with and get feedback. So check out our website through the link in the description box given below. Now, we have previously talked about the three pillars of persuasive writing: ethos, pathos and logos. These three persuasion techniques are used when you give a speech, typically to persuade an audience to agree with what you have to say. And so, this type of writing is most frequently used by people like politicians, activists and of course scholars. So how do you begin to use each of these strategies in your own speech? To understand that, first let's analyze speeches written by our teenagers. These speeches are world famous, and by learning how they crafted their speeches, you too can learn to write a speech to make your point of view heard. Now, Greta Thunberg made her speech at the United Nations Climate Action Summit. As a 16-year-old, she stood in front of leaders of different governments and made a compelling argument asking these leaders to start committing to fighting climate change aggressively. So how did she do that? Let's take a look at the transcript of her speech. First, Greta starts her speech from a pretty strong stance. She directly addresses her audience, and while addressing her audience, she directly confronts the fact that they have fallen short in keeping to their promises. Now, at the same time, Greta makes it clear she is not just speaking for herself, but for everyone of her generation. Now, remember what ethos is? It is the technique by which a speaker establishes their credibility with the listener to gain their trust. So how does Greta do this? After all, she's just a teenager. Well, that's the basis of Greta's ethos. She's a teenager who should be caring about exams and watching television, yet here she is imploring us, the grown-ups, to take climate change seriously. And this ethos of her continues through her speech as she brings up the stance that the present generation needs to care about future generations and the state in which they are leaving the planet in. So she states, "You are failing us. The eyes of all future generations are upon you." Now, Greta doesn't just stop here. Otherwise, she would just sound like a demanding teenager. She also backs up her stance with scientific evidence. This is logos, or building up argument or reason, logic, and by giving evidence to your stance. So she cites the numbers from scientific studies, such as the necessary limit to global temperatures from adversely affecting the environment. Similarly, she uses these scientific studies to raise questions about what we are going to do about the lack of effort put in to make up increased environmental pollution. So, she builds her argument based on evidence while also showing how there is a gap in what we consider to be enough proof. Thus, Greta Thunberg not only appeals to her sense of logic, she also uses her position as a member of the new generation to show why we should listen to her and her peers. Now, going hand in hand with logos and ethos is pathos. Pathos refers to the values and morals of community and what this community holds most dear. In this case, Greta Thunberg appeals to a sense of what is right. While she does state that something is wrong or evil and in a way appealing to a sense of injustice, she also follows it up by saying that she refuses to accept this as the status quo, that the adults are capable of making the decision to commit to saving the environment. So hand in hand, appealing to our sense of right and wrong. Now, while Greta Thunberg makes use of all three persuasive strategies, it's also important to know how she opens and ends her speech. Her opening line is a statement for the next generation taking heed of the destruction that is this present generation's doing, and the ending is in a similar way. Yet the ending does have a hopeful note of change and looking forward to the future. So all good speeches reiterate in the ending what they state in the beginning of the speech, but with a call to action, to make a move, to get inspired, to get up and do something. So this was our analysis and example of how to use persuasive writing in your speeches. If you feel inspired from reading about Greta Thunberg's speech, why don't you also pick a topic you're passionate about and work on a speech of your own? You can share this speech with me on our Telegram channel. If you have more questions, would you like to practice your conversation starters? You can always reach me on our Telegram channel, right? At English Pro by Mastree's Telegram channel, you reach out with any questions that you have and our expert tutors will have an answer for you right away. What's more, we can give you exclusive feedback and individual attention. So follow these steps to join me there. Install and sign up on the Telegram app. Tap join and welcome aboard. I'll see you guys next time.